Hey there, welcome back. So in this video, we'll try to write an API to delete the project which we have created. So that is like the API to be to work when we click on this delete icon and click on this delete button. That is when we are going to trigger this delete API that we are going to write. So let's head back to our code base. Okay, for that inside API projects section, I'm going to create one folder which is dynamic ID of each project, and in that I'm going to create a file called index.ts, and in that we're going to handle the delete logic. Okay, that is API to delete a project and associated details to it. Okay, fine. So then first let's define the handler. Okay, yep, and the input param for this is request, next API request, and again the response parameter, that is next API response. Fine. Okay, so here from the query parameter we are going to receive the project ID. So let's store in a variable called project ID. Okay, and typecast this as a string, and also get the session. Okay, that is await get session using the request param. Okay, fine. So if session.user is not present, then we will return with the status that 401 and it is not authenticated. Okay, fine. So that is response.status 401.json, and here we're going to send the message object with value not authenticated. Okay, yeah, fine. So now we are going to extract the project details by using the ID which we have received. Okay, so here await, so let's import db from db core. Okay, so import db. Okay, so call then db.project.find first row. Okay, and here pass the param. Yeah, ID is project ID, and the user ID is session.user ID. Okay, so here now if the request dot method is equals to delete, then we are going to do the db calls in order to delete the project and shorts if there are any further project, and also delete the images that we stored in our S3 bucket. Okay, and finally delete the row in our project table. Okay, so for first we are going to destructure the image URLs and the ID from the project object. Okay, and here first we are going to delete the images which we stored in our S3 bucket. So I'm going to loop through the image URL of image URLs. Okay, and here first let's get a key from image URL. Okay, so we'll split this one, the URL is this one, so https, and here the S3 bucket name. Okay, that is process dot env dot S3 upload bucket dot S3 dot, and the region of the bucket. Okay, S3 upload region, and then Amazon AWS.com. okay, and get the first index after splitting this. Okay, so that will be the unique key of each image URL. Okay, and then we are going to call delete object command on S3 client. Okay, so we're going to import this S3 client and send a new or delete object command. Okay, mentioning the bucket and the key. Okay, so bucket is process dot env dot s3 upload bucket. Okay, and then key is the key which we have extracted here. Okay, fine. So this is going to delete the image from our S3 bucket. So after this loop, okay, and we have to delete the zip folder of this project as well. So let's perform the same thing on our zip folder. Okay, so delete object command and send here again the bucket name. So here process.env.s3 upload bucket. Okay, and the key here it is, so it has to be caps. Okay, key here it is project dot id dot zip. Okay, so this is going to delete our zip file associated to this project. Okay, fine. After this, first we are going to delete if there are any shorts configured for this project. Okay, so that is await a db.short delete many, where id is matching to, where project id is matching to this project id. Okay, fine. After this we are going to delete the project row. Okay, so delete so this is going to completely delete whatever the resources are associated to a particular project. Okay, then finally we are going to return the status code with message as success true. Okay, yep. Then finally after this I'm going to export that handler. Yeah, so now the API needed to delete a project is ready. So let's go back to our project delete button, and I'm going to configure that API here, and let's see if it's working the way we wanted it or not. Okay, so here just beneath this toast variable we are going to create an API. Okay, first is loading variable. Okay, and then since it is mutate, okay, and name this as delete project. Okay, and use the mutation hook from React query. Okay, name give the ID for this as a delete project, and here call axios dot delete and call the API endpoint which we have created now, API slash projects slash project ID. Okay, fine. So this is going to delete, and now the callback functions how we are going to handle is on success. These are the things that we need to perform. Okay, so that is we're going to just to show the toast saying that studio is successfully deleted on top right with the status as success. Okay, so first the title is studio deleted, and duration is will show for 3 seconds. Okay, and is closable, yep, true, and position top right, and status success. Okay, and then trigger this and I'll remove callback function. Okay, so this is the delete project function. So now we'll go here, and here for the delete button, on click callback function, I'm going to call this above function which we have just created, so delete project. Okay, so now if we go back to our project card, okay, so we have made use of that project delete button here. Okay, so now if we go to our application and try to perform delete, it should ideally delete. So let's check. So before even that, let's open our db. Okay, so yes, db. So okay, yep, here. So let's try to extract the table. So there is now check 3 projects in our table. So now let's go back to our browser. Okay, so here I will try to delete check 3 project. Okay, let's see if we are able to make a successful API call or not. Okay, so on clicking on this delete, yep, you see here the studio is deleted, and if we see the immediately the check 3 is deleted. And if you go back to our db, ideally now if I refresh execute, okay, check 3 is deleted. Okay, and also going back to our s3 bucket, so before it was 40, so now if I refresh it should be 35. Okay, yep, the images are also deleted, and the zip file is also only one is there, one more is deleted. Okay, so we were successful in deleting a project and writing the API to delete the project. Okay, so in the next video I will try to write an API to start a training by passing the by calling the endpoint from whichever the replicate client has exposed, and passing in the input parameters and configuring webhook, so that we will be receiving the status of model training, that is it in queued, processing, or trained, success. Okay, like that. Okay, thank you so much.